T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Jones messed with the wrong melon farmers. Thug life. And here we go.
I prayed that he would burn in hell, but in my heart.
This is as far as you go. No more.
Hello, Sydney. Are you God damn me.
Wish I had you all alone, just the two of us.
Ooh, baby, 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 ooh, baby.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Movies and Beyond. Once again, I am Michael. There we go. I'm having all kinds of problems with that today. Let's try this again. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Movies and Beyond. Once again, I am Michael, and today it's a Sunday Horror Hangout. And tonight, with me, as always, on the Sunday Horror Hangout, I got Mad Matt from Mad Matt's Mask. What's up, my man? How you doing?
Doing great, Michael. How are you, my friend? Yeah, dude, I'm doing fantastic. And this was a long layoff for myself.
Yeah, man.
And I'm stoked. A little nervous, man. Like I feel like I might be a little rusty and dude, but yeah, man, I missed all you guys. With the time off, I got to, do some things around the house, get some things done, but things are going great, man. and it's great to be back here with you lovely people, man. Thanks for having me, buddy. What's going on?
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. And we get to talk some Halloween stuff, but not our choice tonight. We will be looking at the movie critics' choice from Rotten Tomatoes. We will see their ranking and we will go through it one by one and we will talk about what we think about their ranking. We are using the critics score. We will not, like when I bring it up, we will look at the audience score and the verses, you know, to see the difference between the two. But I'm just curious to see the ranking of these movies from the critics' perspective, as opposed to like you or I, who are big fans of Halloween, the people in the chat who are the big fans of Halloween. How far is, what's the difference look like? You know what I mean? What's the difference look like from the so-called professionals that do this for a job, that write these reviews, versus, you know, the average fan and some super fans, you know, some nerd out with it. You know, I'm one of them. You're one of them. You know, we do that, but I'm just curious to see the gap that's there between the two. You know, like I remember what my 13 was. You remember what your 13 was. Let's see what their 13 was. How does this, you know, compare versus? We'll read a few comments. We'll see the difference between the critics and the audience score, see how big of a gap there is there. And dude, this is going to be fun because if it goes the way I think it is, it's probably going to cause all kinds of chaos. And to me, chaos is fun. You know what I mean? It can be fun.
Michael, it just hit me. So backstage, man, I thought you were saying that we'd be looking at what Rotten Tomatoes scored each Halloween. They actually have a ranking.
Yes, they do.
So it's their ranking.
It's their ranking, yes, and they also have their scores in the ranking. What they scored the movie.
I thought it was just what they scored. I didn't know they had in their own ranking. Okay, cool.
Yes, they do. Cool. So this should be fun, man. This should be an absolute blast. Speaking of that,
yeah, man.
Let's see who we have in the chat for tonight. I am already not even scrolled to the bottom here. I see that Russell Dorsey was in the chat saying, "What's up, everyone?" I smashed that like button. I hope everyone is having a wonderful night. Let's smash that like button if you haven't already. Let's get this party started. Thug Life. Let's have some fun. What's up, Russell? It always comes in with the intro, man. Always comes in with it. I love it. Russell, I hope you're doing well, my friend. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday.
Yeah, if he didn't, I'd think it was someone else like that. Yeah, that's not Russell.
Yeah, you kind of look for it. You know what I mean? You definitely look for it. Jerry Wilson's in the chat as well, saying hello, Movies and Beyond family. Please hit that like button and leave a comment after the stream. And he's also saying get your Movies and Beyond merch. And he drops the link below. What is up, Jerry? He is also dropping the Patreon link. If you want to support Movies and Beyond outside of YouTube, you can do so at the link that Jerry has put on there. That's how we keep the lights on at Movies and Beyond. What's up, Jerry? Happy Sunday, brother. Always good to see you here, my man. Paula's in the chat as well, saying hi to everyone. What's up, Paula? Hope you're doing well on this fine Sunday. What is going on?
Hello, Paula.
Melissa, the wild card, is in the chat saying what's up to everybody in the chat. What is going on, Melissa? I hope you're doing well, my friend. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday.
What's up, Melissa?
Lydia's in the chat as well, saying howdy ho, officers. What's up, Lydia?
Hello, howdy ho, Lydia.
Gina is in the chat as well, saying hi, everyone. It's always interesting to see Rotten Tomatoes rankings. It is. And I'm looking forward to this one. What's up? I hope you're having a good Sunday.
Hello, Gina. Hello.
Michelle's in the chat as well, saying happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday, Michelle. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Michelle. And James has entered the chat. The Shape is in the chat saying hi, everybody. What's up, James? Happy Sunday, brother. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, James.
Jerry's also dropping a link for if you're looking for horror collectibles or that certain autograph. Check out Mad Matt, and he posts the Facebook link below. Thank you for that, Jerry.
Yes, thank you, Jerry. Absolutely, man. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Jeff Angelo is in the chat as well saying, what's up, everybody? That's me scrolling. That's me thinking out loud. Like,
what's up, Jeff?
What's up, Jeff? Hope you're doing well, my friend.
Hey, I will say, just kind of, out of nowhere, because the Heidi Ho brought this up. Man, I did start watching the show with the guy from Tucker and Dale that called Alien Resident, where he's an alien.
Yes, I watched
it's
like the
funny
first
as
two.
shit.
Yeah, I watched like the first 2 episodes of that, and I
Yeah.
fell asleep, and then I forgot about it. That
It
shit
picks
happens to
up.
me, man. Yeah, that
Dude, it
shit
picks
happens to
up.
me.
It is solid. It is solid. Yeah.
A lot of times I'll turn something on before I go to bed just to have that sound. And I remember
Yeah.
watching like 2 episodes, falling asleep, and then I forget about shit, especially if I start watching something late at night. I
Yeah.
forget it's a thing.
I
But
would
yeah,
recommend you pick that back up, Michael. I mean, hell, I don't even think I was really into it till about episode, probably 4 or 5. But dude, yeah.
hell yeah, man. I don't think you're the only person that's told me that. I probably will check it out. I'll put it on the list, man, for sure.
Yeah,
Because
it's funny as
that's on
shit.
Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And I love that actor. He's awesome.
This vacation sucks. I love that. We fucking lay it on the ground. Didn't they cut off like his thumb or his finger? It was his finger, wasn't it? It was his bowling finger. That's what they cut.
Who are you talking about?
In Tucker and Dale, they cut off his bowling finger. It's like, oh God,
yeah.
they took your bowling finger.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
so good, man. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I'm still smiling from that shit. Michael's in the chat as well saying, what's up? Let's do this. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Michael? I hope you're doing well, my friend.
What's going on, Mikey?
All right. Did I miss anybody? Chat? I sure did. Mr. Rick is in the chat as well, saying tonight should be fun. I haven't been feeling good. I think it'll just be fun. Hell yeah. Mr. Rick, I hope you're feeling better, my friend. And it's always good to hear you or to see you on Sundays. I hope you feel better soon, buddy.
Yeah, and I missed you too, Rick. I missed you too, buddy. Good to see you on here, man.
I see that Michelle has been a member for 13 months, over a year. That is freaking crazy.
Awesome.
Congratulations. Thank you for the support. And she says, love everyone here. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Congratulations. And thank you so much.
I love it.
See that Kyle's in the chat as well saying, hey, oh, what's up, Michael and Matt? What's going on, Kyle? I hope you're doing good, my friend. Always good to see you here. Happy Sunday.
What's up, Kyle?
I see Breezy's in the chat as well saying, what's up, guys? Just to let y'all know, Tubi recently added some banger horror movies. Constantine, The Thing OG, Remake, Fallen, Hellboy, 7, Evil Dead, 2013, Gretzel and Hansel, and Scary Movie 1 through 3 and 4. Damn, they did add a juggernaut lineup there. Something for everybody right there.
Yeah.
It is a good.
I wouldn't mind to check out 7. It's been a while, and I love 7.
Oh, that was so good, dude. I remember seeing that in theaters in high school. Like
nice.
I own that movie. That movie's on Blu-ray right behind me.
Yeah, it's killer.
Oh yeah. He's a nutbag. That's the line I'll always remember from Brad Pitt. He's a nutbag. Of course, besides what's in the box, but yeah. Breezy, I hope you're doing well, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. I think that we got everybody. Hell yeah, I got everybody chatting. If I did miss you in the chat, it wasn't intentional. I do apologize. Throw something up and I will definitely get you. But if not, we can go ahead and start with these Halloween. Now, listen, before you guys freak out, I'm going to make myself clear. These are not my rankings. These are not Matt's rankings either. This is Rotten Tomatoes critic rankings of Halloween. So again, if one pops up, it has no business being where it's at, and we all know that. Don't blame me. Blame Rotten Tomatoes, because they're the ones, Matt. I'm telling you, they're the ones that put these where they are. So just to be clear,
it's Michael's show. We're gonna blame him for everything, guys.
Somebody's gonna come in like 20 minutes late, not realize it, and be like, how the fuck are you putting that movie?
Yeah, what are you smoking, Mike?
You guys don't know what you're talking about. So again, just to be clear, this is not my choice. This is not Matt's choice. We are jumping right in. Number 13. Actually, I don't know if I have a number 13 to put up on the screen. Usually I do have a number 13. It goes up to 15. So I can throw the number 13 up in the corner there. You see that fancy 13 up there? Yeah, it's kind of low budget. I made it when the channel was new. I haven't updated it yet, but it does its job. It definitely does its job. Rotten Tomatoes critic score with a whopping 8%. The Curse of Michael Myers is their number 13. Their number 13
I'm out.
is the
I'm out.
He
I'm
said the
out.
first one. I'm done. I'm done, son. I'm done. That's it. So that show's over for Mad Max Mask. He's done. He's not having it. That whopping 8%. Let me go ahead and bring this up. Let's see what they had to say to defend themselves. They're number 13. The Curse of Michael Myers. Let's go ahead and bring this up. Let's see what we have. An 8% tomato meter from the critics over there. And the popcorn meter from the fan side, they gave it a 36%. Let's see what the top critics had to say about this. I see. There we go. All right. See, I'm making stuff happen. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'll just read a couple of these. There's so many reviews kind of defending themselves. John Hartle. I guess I'm saying that right. Hartl. I think that's an L. It has to be an L. Instead of sending up the current glut of serial killer movies, the filmmakers trot out the old slasher tactics. That's I still feel like that doesn't really defend the score. You know what I mean? Like if I'm bombing a movie, Matt, I'm saying more than that. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's like I'm reading that like, oh, it's the same old, same old. That's why I don't like it. But I'm sure that this gentleman put something that was of the same slasher tactics higher as well. You know what I mean? Like I really don't feel like that comment kind of defends of that. So I don't know. Yeah,
man. For no, but for real though, I feel like I'm okay now. I can talk about it a little bit.
Well, that's good.
But for real, if you're gonna like something's gonna be that low, give us a little bit more. Not that I really want to hear it, but yeah, give us some more.
Well, yeah.
I'm just gonna stick with James on that.
Yeah.
I believe he said that they don't know shit, and I love the Curse. So
I got you.
I'm right there
man.
with you, James.
and what have we always said here, man? You know, you like what you like, right?
For sure.
You like what you like.
But yeah, Michael, I couldn't agree with you more. You're gonna have something that low.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit. Yeah.
This person right here, his name's Brian Rowe. He says, here's an installment in the Halloween franchise with two vastly different versions, talking about the theatrical version and the producer's cut.
That's correct.
And he says they're both bad. Like that's from like, if I am a critic and I'm putting my, opinion out there, I feel like I'm just going to be a little more detailed about it. You know what I mean? Like that sounds like a conversation that me and you would have in the shop. Like I'm very lean and short, straight to the point when we have these conversations between us. But I feel like if I'm saying that this movie's horrible, then I'm just going to give more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like these are probably, my guess, guys or gals that comment a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because like, yeah, if something's if something means enough to me to comment, like, yeah, there's gonna be some content there. But yeah, if you're doing it constantly, it's like your thing. You're just hitting something real quick. Yeah, you're gonna say blah blah blah. That
I'll do one more, and this is from Cody Leach. He does YouTube. Like he has a channel. I'm sure that you guys know who Cody Leach is. If you don't, go check his stuff out. Anyway, the commendable atmosphere is tainted by a ridiculous story and incoherent editing. This sequel is notorious for its production issues and multiple cuts. It's unfortunate that neither officially released cut is a good version of this movie. Now, whether you agree with that statement or not, I will say that he did go into a little more detail on why he thought it was the way that it was, right? I feel like he at least did that where the other people did not. So I will agree with you though, Matt. I'm not a fan of this movie, but by no means do I think that it's number 13 on this list. So no, I don't agree that this is where this goes. by any means. I think we're like 4 or 5 off for me on where I think it goes, because I definitely do think that there are Halloween movies that were worse than this one. And I already know, how you feel about this one for sure. Let's see. Let me jump into the comment section here. Let's see what everybody has to say. I do see that Michelle is gifted 1 Movies and Beyond membership. Michelle, thank you so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me when you guys do that. Thank you a million times. Thank you so much. Lydia says it'll never be as good as 5. Matt, oh God, I can't even agree with her on that one. Jesus, good God,
read it and weep. Oh
good
my God. See, we're getting some sass in here. I like it.
See, that's the point, dude. I love the chaos, right?
Of course, now it's going to carry on with me all through the evening, damn it.
I got you, my man. I got you. Mr. Rick is saying, I know it's part 5 is going to be number 1. Mr. Rick is making a prediction that number 5, Halloween 5, will be number 1. I think that there's a little sarcasm
Mr. Rick
behind
is
that.
still under the weather. I believe he is definitely still under the weather. We wish you the best, and please get better. Yeah.
The sarcasm is very thick in that, Mr. Rick. If I'm reading that correctly, I do believe. James is saying Rotten Tomatoes doesn't know what they're talking about. I love Curse. Kyle is saying 8% for The Curse of Michael Myers is crazy. That is my 3rd favorite behind Halloween 2 and Rob Zombie's first Halloween. I got you, my man. I got you. Michael says, I don't know what to say on this. He has no words, Matt. No words to talk about this whatsoever.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Michael, you're not the biggest fan of 6, or are you? I apologize. I believe we've talked about this before. But
you're talking about that Michael.
I am.
Okay.
I'm not sure. We'll go with Michael G. Michael G.
I got you.
That's my boy. Let us know where you stand on 6, Michael, if you would.
I got you.
Like I said, I know him and I've discussed it. I just can't recall.
Mr. Rick is saying I'm only saying that because critics have no idea what they're talking about.
Okay, so some sarcasm, but he wouldn't be shocked by the way they score things. I got you.
I got you, my man. I got you. All right, let me set up this next one here because I got to bring these up on the screen to the side. I kind of have to type in the. There it is. Oh, this is going to be quick and easy. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Matt, are you ready for number 12? Are you ready to see what direction they went with this one? All right. Number 12. I got these in order. Here it is. Halloween Resurrection.
Okay.
Now, not agreeing with their first pick. This to me is exactly, like I think it should have been in Curse's spot, where they put Curse. But I do like that they have this one, next. Like if you're going to pick something above this, I definitely want, this one next, because when we did this, Matt, when we did our rankings, that was my number 13. So I fully agree with them. How do you feel about Resurrection being where it's at?
Absolutely solid, man. If I, tweak anything, it could be one more up, but dude, it's right there.
Yeah.
It's one of my least favorites in the franchise. Michael did not need to go on the the whole what the hell do you call it, reality show type thing, webcam and all. It was a big letdown, man, and I was so stoked to see that in the theater, man. But whoa.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, man. Like, there are so many things about this movie, and we went into them when we ranked Halloween movies. But to me, the Karate Kick and the Shock and the Balls, those are the ones that stick out to me, for this one. Even the reality stuff, I know they were trying to take advantage of the time, with the reality stuff and what was popular back then. I know they tried to jump in there. I mean, even if you look at Halloween H2O, Scream had come out and they were trying to kind of emulate, the look of Scream. You know, when you
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
got Creed in the credits and shit, like, you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
kinda,
It's got a lot of those vibes, like, for sure. Yeah.
hell yeah, man. Let's see what the critics have to say about this. It got a 10%, so it was 2% higher on the tomato meter, but it was lower on the popcorn meter. So the fans did say that this is the worser of the two movies. I think that the first one was 36%. This is down to 24. So it did get a 2-point bump from the critics. I really don't know why, but the fans did say that this was a worse movie than.
I
than
do
Curse.
like that shot there with Laurie and Michael, though. I think it's aged well. Like,
That picture looks better than the movie did. You know what I mean?
I
Because
do like that shot.
that picture right there, Matt, was not in the movie. Like, there was never a
No.
part in the movie where she was standing like that and Michael was directly behind her. So definitely a photo for advertisement. But yeah, dude, it does. It looks good. Laurie looks way better.
It's a cool, interesting age time for Laurie Strode too. For Jamie Lee. That's a cool shot. Yeah.
I do like that. All right, let's see what they got here. The top critic reviews. Aja Romano says, "Stay away unless you like kitschy, early internet nostalgia and lots of blurry found footage trickery." I mean, that's kind of,
Blurry footage found trickery. Okay.
Yeah, blurry found footage trickery, kind of like the found footage camera, the way that it was filmed through that found, like, oh, I found this footage, what's on it, and then you get the story of Halloween Resurrection, for sure. Joe Layden is saying, even more uselessly redundant and shamelessly money grabbing than most third-rate horror sequels. Damn, Joe Layden.
He went in.
Joe Layden, he had a strong opinion, Matt. He had a strong opinion for sure. Daphne Gordon, who's the top critic, says, while the production values here are more cool than crappy, there's nothing really new about Resurrection. Well, I mean, it did do something different, but it didn't do it very well. Would you say that's
I would. And back to the guy previous, with the strong opinion. With the movie like this, when you're talking about true horror fans of the genre, they deserve this backlash. It's solidified, man. We love, this is our baby, Halloween, and to give us some ass like that, I get it.
And you know what's funny too is when these movies come out, you kind of have, like, what I do when I hear people talk about them. This is what I try to do, and you have your people that, and I see this with Scream a lot too. I can't say for Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street because we haven't had a movie in so long, but I see this with Scream as well, because you're gonna have your people that are such fans, no matter how good or bad the movie is, they're gonna love it regardless. You know what I mean? Like, I would say the top 10% of people are gonna say that it's good regardless.
The lady we were in line to see Jeepers Creepers with, remember her, Michael? Every horror movie we could bring up, I love it. Remember her? Yeah, I love it. Oh, it's great. It's fantastic. Yeah, her.
I do feel like there is that, but I also feel like there's a lower 10% too. People that are just haters, and they're gonna find a way to hate it regardless. Like, let's say that they don't like Halloween or they don't like Scream, they're gonna be like, oh, it was terrible. I absolutely hated it. And it's just like, so I try to cut out the top 10% of comments about it and the bottom 10%. And I feel like somewhere in the middle, you're gonna get that even ground of whether it's a good or bad movie. So it is kind of tough. Like, I remember the most recent either Halloween Ends or Scream 6, you could take your pick. There was a good amount of people that were just like, it's the best shit I've ever seen. You know what I mean? The best shit since the original. And then there was the bottom percent that was like, this is a trash movie, I don't want nothing to do with it ever, it's just horrible. You kind of have to cut those out to to kind of get it. Now, those movies for me are right away watches, so I'm not going to look for critics to see those movies, but they're definitely out there. They're definitely out there, putting those opinions in for sure.
Yeah.
But I am curious to see what everybody has to say here. Let's see. I'm sorry. Some of these are killing me. Let's start with Oracle. What's up, Oracle? How you doing, my man? Good to see you here. He's saying Halloween Resurrection. Man, I may be one of the few that really enjoy this film. Dude, I know a couple other people who love it as well. You're not alone. I'm not with you on this one, unfortunately. But, dude, you like what you like, and you're definitely welcome here with that opinion, 100%.
For sure. For sure.
LS71 is saying Resurrection is the worst Halloween film. And Breezy is saying, nah, Halloween Ends is the worst by far. See, this is what I love about our chat. This is what I love. Is there's so many different opinions. You have one that says they really liked it, one that really doesn't like it, one that says that no, that it's not the worst. This one, so good, man. So good. I love you people and your opinions here. For sure. Paula says, not the worst, but not the best. And then you have Paula, who's right in the middle with it. 100%. Breezy saying Resurrection is the second worst, but I enjoyed it for how hilariously entertaining it was. Ends was just pain. Just pain. I was super pissed. I get it. I get it.
I was as well.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
Dude,
Kyle is... Go ahead.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
I put on Resurrection every now and again. I do, just every now and again, because I'm like, what's that Halloween movie I don't watch very often? Oh, Resurrection. But I do, man.
Yeah, I don't. I'll be honest with you. I watch it when I know we're gonna talk about it on the show. You know what I mean? To refamiliarize myself, to kind of stay current. Like if we're ranking Halloween movies, Resurrection's on the list of ones that I want to watch before I talk about it, for the simple fact that I know I don't like it, but I have to go back and remember all the reasons why I didn't like it. And with it being, I have to do that with Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 as well. And probably Halloween Ends. That's another one. For some reason, I've seen 5 way more than I would have wanted to. But I have for sure. Kyle says Resurrection was okay, but it's probably my lowest rated Halloween. I agree with Matt. I had higher hopes for this one when it first came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all hope so. We all hoped.
We didn't get it, and back then, you didn't have near as much information about a film when it was coming out.
Oh no.
You didn't have near as much. So right at that point, I'm kind of like just digging the poster. I know Halloween's coming out. I know the date I need to be at the theater. Aside from that, I don't know shit.
You might see a trailer on TV that really doesn't give away too much.
Yeah. And I don't even know if I had. I really don't. I don't recall a trailer. But yeah, you went into them pretty blind back then, and whew, yeah.
The first horror movie I remember seeing online, not watching the movie online, but seeing advertisement online, believe it or not, was Freddy versus Jason. Like that's the first one I remember going to a website, and they had a website for Freddy versus Jason where they had their pictures up there and like little stuff. Now, of course, there weren't any like reviews yet because it wasn't out, but it was, web advertising at the time. For as different as it was back then, for sure. Like there was no social media where the shit was just constantly popping up on your feed. Like, have you seen this? You didn't have a little phone that was telling you everything all the time.
Dinging off the hook with all your new info. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Peter Anthony is in the chat saying, "What's up, family? What's up, Peter? I hope you're doing well, my man. Definitely good to see you here. I hope you're healing up nice. Peter had surgery recently. I hope you're doing well, and it's great to see you here, brother. Always great to see you here, my man."
He just said about your Freddy vs. Jason the same thing. That was for Peter is the first one he saw with a sight.
Yeah. And I remember it was kind of like a big deal. Like it was just there. Like I don't even remember how I heard about it to know to go there. It was 2003, man. It was 2003. Oh my God. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Dominic is saying Halloween Ends is the most underrated and overlooked film of the Halloween franchise. All right, my man. I'm sure we'll get there on this list, sir. Mr. Rick is saying I'm gonna head to bed. I'm gonna watch what I missed yesterday. Have a nice night. Mr. Rick, I hope you're feeling better, buddy. Get some rest, man. And I definitely look forward to seeing you on the next show for real.
Yeah. Good night, Mr. Rick.
Peter saying, bro, Freddy versus Jason was the first site I ever went to. Also, spot on. Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. Like that was 100%. That's the first one I remember, at least. For sure. Yes. Let's see. Let me jump into Peter's also saying Freddy versus Jason was the best trailer ever.
I just saw that too.
Like,
it was like
then a huge dude. The trailer. We were so amped up for that movie to come out since like the 80s. You know what I mean? It was every playground argument between the boys standing there talking shit about, you know, you wanted your guy to win. Like there was just so much that was behind that. James is saying the only thing I liked was when Michael got his peanuts roasted. Oh, Jesus. It's like that was the end of it. That's how we're going to do it. Let's go ahead and jump to number 11. Number 11 on the list. Matt, any guesses for number 11 before I throw this up there?
Yeah. Let me take a shot at this.
What you got? What you got?
Oh, man. I'm going to go Halloween 5.
Damn, son. You're a Nostradamus over here. Halloween 5 is the critics' next choice. Oh, look
at that freaking amazing poster, though. Would you look at that? Like,
yeah, the poster's slick, man. The poster might be the best thing about the movie. You know, it might be the best thing about the movie.
Might be one of the best posters in the franchise. Like that thing is badass.
Yeah, dude. I have nothing bad to say about that. I
love that shot too. God,
dude, I hate that his mask isn't tucked in. That bugs me so much.
I don't think you could tuck in that thing. Look, it's a monster.
Well, no, you can't. You know, like I agree with that, but it's just like trim that neck down, man, and get that in there. It might.
God, that thing has grown on me, Michael. It's just so strange. It's just so strange how things grow on you.
Well, this is Rotten Tomatoes number 11 critic score. It got a 12% with a 36% popcorn meter. We saw that Halloween Resurrection was 24 on the popcorn meter. This one has jumped up to 36, and I do believe that Curse was 36 as well. This one's getting 12 from them. You know, Matt, I really don't have an argument for where this is. You know, like like I do think there are maybe one other movie that should have been before this one, but I don't have a huge issue with this being where it's at.
No, it's hard to say like, yeah, that they're way off on this. Like, no.
Hell yeah, man. Oh yeah. Chris Stuckman is saying this was the beginning of the end for the Halloween franchise. I agree with that. I think once you got past 4, 5 did so much damage that you felt it through the next movie. You know, I feel like Curse was just like, what the fuck do we do?
We're back, baby.
You know what I mean? Like, what do we do now that Halloween? I do really agree with that that comment there.
And I disagree.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep, I do, Michael. I disagree.
Yeah. You think that it so
I think 6 bounced it back, baby.
So 6 brought it back. I got you.
6 brought it back.
I got you. I got you. Stephen Holden is saying a bit more refined in its details than the conventional horror movie. And he gave it a tomato, whatever that means, a fresh or whatever the fuck they call it. He actually gave it a tomato and says a bit more refined in its detail than a conventional horror movie. You know, I'm not. Yeah.
Why don't you just put that in your pipe and smoke it, Michael?
You know, he told me, didn't he? He told me. He told me. Richard Harrington is saying a prime example of the principle of diminishing returns. To an extent, I agree with that. Yes, there is diminishing returns with, any horror movie that has multiple sequels, but I feel like this was more than diminishing returns. This to me was rushing a movie to get out without a solid story and just trying to bank that money. Like that's what I feel like this was. I don't think that it was lack of creativity for the reason that there wasn't creativity out there to make this. All you got to do is read Taking Shape, and you'll see they had way better ideas. It was just for them, in my opinion, they just got it out to get that money, to capitalize on Halloween 4, and let's just get it out there. So that's what the top critics had to say about Halloween 5. I don't really have any issue with where it's at. I think it's cool. Let's see what the people have to say about it. Jeff D'Angelo is saying, I've got the original movie poster for Halloween 5. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, that's cool shit. I really dig that poster though. I really, they kind of, actually this next comment is going to say exactly what I was going to say next. They fooled us with the Halloween 4 and 5 posters with the masks. Yes, they did. We didn't get that at all with these. James is saying the poster art is awesome. Hell yeah, man. Paula is saying, I love the poster.
It's so good.
Poster's fucking awesome. I mean,
they made a poster mask. Trick or Treat Studios, they have a poster mask that's replicated from how it looks in the poster. Like, yeah, that thing is awesome.
It looks so good, man, and so much different. Like when you recognize that as a kid, and you're like, "Hey, that's not in the movie." You know what I mean? That's when you know.
Hey, what's this shit I'm looking at?
That's like, especially with 4. You know what I mean? It's like, oh god, that's not what I. LS71 is saying Halloween 5 is so bad. I got you. Oracle 684 is saying, I know a lot of people have a problem with this mask for part 5. I found it very eerie. Oh yeah, man.
Oh man, I'm with you there. I love the mask in 5, but I do know it's a lot of people's like least favorite mask. I love it.
Oh yeah,
but it took years.
Years. It had to grow on you.
It did. Yeah, I'm like that with a lot of things, Michael.
Yeah.
Even like I said, talk to you about the 18 mask at first. I was like, no, and now, yeah.
And that's how I was with Halloween 3. You know what I mean? Like it took a while.
The movie itself. Okay.
The movie itself. Like I'm not saying it's great, but if you'd asked me 10, 15 years ago where I would put Halloween 3, I'd be like, yeah, that's the last one. You know what I mean? That's literally the last one for sure. Dominic Sinclair is saying Halloween 5 is fine. Hell yeah, man.
Like kind of like right there in the middle. I'm taking it.
Yeah, he said it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
I'm kind of like fine to poor with 5. I'm fine to poor. It's like it's not in the middle. It's a little further down, but that's right. I'm okay with 5.
I gotcha. I like Dominic's takes too, because Dominic does seem to kind of go against the grain with that. So I always look forward to what he has to say about movies, because I know he's a big Jason Goes to Hell fan as well. So that's freaking awesome, Dominic. Let's see. Oracle 684 is saying Don Shanks, the only man that wasn't white to play Michael Myers, Cherokee Indian, just like I am. That's awesome, dude. Yes, he is. He is. That's cool, man. That is super cool. James is saying Michael looked like a Kardashian from Star Trek with that mask on. A Kardashian? Like a Kim Kardashian?
I don't know. It's
that
probably not. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know Star Trek that well either, though.
Oh, yeah. Michael is saying, good call, Matt, for number 11. By the way, I did like 6 to answer your question earlier. I did not think that it should have been number 13. Dude, I don't like 6, and I don't think it should have been number 13. Like, I agree with that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure. I know Michael and I talked about that, but hell yeah. I love anybody. I'm all about someone digging 6. But
oh yeah,
it's fun to just talk about, like, and we've done that too, covered his mask and stuff too. That's a fun topic to cover.
Oh yeah, and James is also agreeing with you that the 5 mask grew on me. And I like it. I love my custom one.
I love that we share the custom one, Jay. Both him and I have the same exact mask from the same artist, and God, he just did it. I could hate a mask, but if an artist can make it just identical to what you saw in the film, I just respect that from the artist standpoint. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And yeah, like with that 5, it is. I got a 4 recently that is. It looks like it came out of the movie. It's my least favorite mask, but I love it in my collection. You know.
Hell yeah, man.
Might sound dumb to some people, but you know.
Oh, you appreciate the art, man. You appreciate the art
sure.
for what it is. Oracle 684 is saying "Big Cookie Woman." Yeah, that was
Oh God, yeah, Billy, Cookie Woman. Yeah,
Cookie Woman. Yeah.
He was hard to take.
The dialogue is just unbelievably good. Anyway,
you don't even know where she is, but I do.
Yeah. I like how she was like, "Big Cookie Woman." The cop was like, "Hey, she's at fucking 4th and 6th." You know what I mean? He's like, everybody knows what Big Cookie Woman is. For sure. All right, Matt, we're going to move on to number 10. And I've still got 13 up there. I'm just going to take these off because I'm not good with moving the numbers. I'm sure whoever's watching this on rewatch is like, this asshole's still got a 13 up there. I already know.
Let's get 10 rolling here.
Let's see. What do you got for number 10, Matt? Let's see if your streak can continue.
Oh, gosh. Dang, man. I don't think I'm going to be correct, but I'm going to go with, because I've got to get Halloween 3 in there, man, at this point. I'm going to go Halloween 3.
All right, Halloween 3.
I doubt it. I have completely, Michael, forgotten about the Rob Zombie movies. I don't know why.
Yep, they're in there.
And for me, that's crazy. Okay. Another poster I freaking love.
Yeah, that poster's sick. I do enjoy the poster.
Oh my gosh, like that's a brutal Myers right there. Yeah. But again, man, right off the rip, I don't think they're saying anything that's blasphemy.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that's up there for me too. When we did our ranking, I still, know this in my head. It was Resurrection, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, Halloween 5 for me. So that these movies, minus Curse where it's at, I think that they're with my agreement, for what they are. I think that they're kind of in the ballpark currently, but again, Curse, I don't think that belongs where it's at. Like seriously, in their list for sure. Let's see what they have to say about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. They gave it 25% on the tomato meter, which is the highest one so far, and they're going to be the highest one each time that we do this. But it did get a 44% on the popcorn meter, which is the highest, beating out our last highest was 36. This one did get 44%. So not only is the tomato meter rising from the critics, but it's also rising currently with the people watching the movie. I'm sure there's a lot of, math in between the two. We're looking at nearly 20% difference with that. And they're both going up though. So what do you think about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 being where it's at, Matt?
I'm okay with it. I'm
Yeah.
Absolutely okay with it. It's a lot like 5 to me. I do watch it from time to time.
Yeah.
Not super often, because it has not just the dream sequence. I mean, I know a lot of people love the dream sequence. So do I. But aside from that, it's got a couple good scenes for me, but as a whole, just no, it was a fail. As a whole. But I don't despise it. Okay. It's like, it's okay. It's okay to bad. It's not that great. I do give Rob Zombie credit. He was in that one. He was definitely trying to do something different. Obviously we're not going to get into this, but I don't believe it was a movie he really cared to make at the time. So that's going to show. If you're not in it, your heart's not in it. You just got to put something out because whatever, you're under contract or whatever. That's what kind of shit you're going to get.
Yeah.
There was some really, really some bad, awful things there. You know, I'm not into the White Horse and his mom. Seeing all that was just hated what he did to Sam Loomis. You know,
Michael
but
talking at the end too. Like,
Michael
that was
talking. I still do dig some of his looks, a few of his kills. Yeah, but I'm definitely okay with where they're putting it.
I gotcha. Ajay Romano is saying extends this interest in psychology to Laurie Strode, played this time by Scout Taylor Compton, plumbing the emotional and psychological connection between her and Michael. Yeah.
And I like that he was trying to do that. Do I think he executed it correctly? No, but I liked the angle. You know, I did like the idea.
He did focus a lot on the PTSD aspect of, you know, from the things that would happen in the first one.
Yeah,
for sure. Keith Olich, hopefully I pronounced that right. Zombie remains committed to showing how violence lingers with and perverts all who are touched by it. All right. Perry Nemiroff is saying, at one point in the film, a character is accused of profiteering off the misery of others, and it's exactly what Rob Zombie will do to you if you see that movie. Yeah, so yeah, but you know, that takes away from, you know, that was written in 2010. That takes away from the fact that, you know, we know now that he wasn't really into making that movie. You know, Rob Zombie didn't want to put that out, so it kind of goes against that to you know, to that point, because he was contractually obligated to make that movie, is why he made it. I don't feel like he was there to let's try to capitalize off of this. So yeah, man, that's where we're at with that one. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, I do think that it is in the range of where it should be. Let's see what everybody has to say here. Vice versa, hopefully I pronounced that right, is saying, I practically never agree with them anyway. And you know what, that's kind of why we're doing the show on this tonight, just to see what, you know, the difference is between what we think and what everybody in the chat thinks too. James is saying, I like the first 20 minutes in Rob Zombie's Part 2. The Dream Mask was awesome. I agree with that, sir.
Oh yeah.
LS71 is saying, interesting.
One of my favorite masks.
Oh yeah. Michael G is saying, come on, I love Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. They are correct that family is forever. However, I can understand people who aren't a fan. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Let's see. Breezy is saying Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is one of the most underrated in the franchise. For sure. They gave Myers a literal Grim Reaper look. The cinematography is top 3. Mask kind of reminds me of New Blood Jason. Looks even more intimidating.
I like some of these comments here. I do.
Yeah.
I do. I like your take, Breezy.
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool. And he, you know, I never put that. He does kind of have a similarity to Jason 7, you know, for a Michael. I never put that together, but I love it. I freaking love it.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, that's a good take. Kyle is saying, I know a lot of people don't like Rob Zombie's second Halloween, but I like it just for the brutality throughout the movie. Hell yeah, man. And, you know, we all watch these for different things, dude. We all find things in all these movies that we like that, you know, make us have our opinion.
The mirror. Oh,
yeah.
Dude. God. He's like, oh, he's going again. Oh, he's going again.
James didn't like the White Horse.
Yeah, not a fan.
Dominic is saying Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is brutal and gritty, and I didn't mind Michael talking at the end because we see Michael talk when he was younger in the Rob Zombie Halloween films, and it is different iteration of Halloween than John's. I gotcha. Gina is saying Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is one of my least favorite ones. I just wanted a slasher film, not a course in psychology. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Breezy is saying they have one of the best performances of Laurie in the franchise, and this movie shows strong how bad PTSD and depression or a person's mind and life can be. It makes you feel that with the Laurie. Powerful stuff. Yeah, and I mean, he focused a lot of that movie on PTSD and depression and all of that. Yes.
You know, Breezy, I love you talking about her performance because, dude, I thought she was brilliant as Laurie. I really did. I have nothing bad to say about Scout's performance in
Oh,
both
no.
films. Like, yeah,
Mm-mm.
she was very impressive.
All right, Matt, what do you have for number
We
9?
on, number 9. Okay, let's see here. Let's get, so we had Rob Zombies. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going back to Halloween 3, baby.
Halloween 3, here it is. Halloween 3. Rob Zombie's
I'm out.
He said,
I can't get up
he
again. I'm
said-
too old, but I'm
he
out.
said, I'm out faster than I was with Curse. I'm done.
Oh, damn,
I
man.
am
Damn.
done.
They put Rob Zombie back to back. Back to back.
For this one, for me, let's see, what number was this? 9. I think it's a little off for me, just a little, but not by much for me, because it is kind of middle of the road. Again, I would change, the place of Curse and moving everything down. I feel like this should be up a couple spots for me. Let me bring this up here. I was just going to kind of talk through it, not bring it up. I do like this image, though. That image is cool.
Hells yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I do
yes,
enjoy
it
that.
is. That's when he walks into the house. Oh, God.
Yeah. Let's see some of the rankings first. The tomato meter gave it 28%, which is obviously a little higher, but the popcorn meter went up again at 59% for this movie. So it is rising up, man. Not only, we knew that the tomato meter would rise up because these rankings are based on that, but the popcorn meter is going up as well. So again, there's definitely some distance between the two. You do see a lot more people liking these movies than critics. But I think that that's going to happen. I think that, especially horror fans and diehard horror fans that love these movies are going to make their voices heard on stuff like this. So that doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Top critic Aja Romano is saying, because it's still about Michael Myers, it all feels epic and larger in life in a way few of those other films do. Okay. I got you. And they gave it a tomato. Like I said, I'm sure that has a name other than a tomato. But Brian Eggert, though, on the other side of things, was saying Zombie demystifies everything Carpenter's film made legendary in the most, I don't even know what that word, banal ways. I don't even know. My vocabulary must be shit because I do not understand that. But I do understand what he is saying about demystifying. And that's, Matt, what we talked about, every time that, we have the debate with, the original and with Rob Zombies on, why I like Halloween in the way that I like it versus, why you like Halloween the way that you do. So I get that comment, but I mean, it doesn't apply to everyone for sure. I know this is a banger for you. Like this is Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 is.
It is a banger. It's the one I kind of find myself either sticking up for the most or kind of explaining the most. But so I obviously wouldn't have it where it is. I thought the movie was absolutely fantastic. I've always told you, and you're obviously not alone. There's tons of people who are the same way. Didn't want that much of the backstory and yada yada with all that, and you're not going to like that film. You're just not. You want the shape to be the shape.
Yeah.
You want more of a John Carpenter style. And then if you are looking for the opposite, you're kind of curious and you're, hey, what was going on? It gives you all of that with still giving you the story. Looks fantastic. Laurie was fantastic. I love this film, man. I love this film, one of my favorite films of all time.
Another thing, I think, with this one, I think Michael was too big. Don't get me wrong. I love Tyler Mane. I think he did a great, job. But I just think that Michael was too big. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was essentially like Jason Voorhees walking around Haddonfield. Like, even Jason ain't that big. I mean, shit.
Yeah, he was taller than most Jasons.
Tyler Mane's, what, 6'9", I think
he's
we looked
6'7". He's 6'7".
6'7"?
Yeah.
That's a tall.
And I think the tallest Jasons were what? 6. There was
5.
Two that were.
Derek Mears was. I know Derek Mears was 6'5".
Man, so he is taller than any Jason. Wow.
Or maybe he was 6'3". No, I want to say he's 6'5".
He's 5. He's 6'5".
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
We both stood next to him at Scarefest. He's a big dude.
But see, and that goes back. That goes back to what I was saying though, like because I like him. What is he? 5'11". maybe 6 foot Nick Castle in the original.
Yeah.
I like that look too.
Yeah.
But I think I'd say you guys kind of, I don't know. I almost want to say you weren't looking for anything too much different. You know, if you wanted him still to be the shape, still the same size, don't go into the backstory. I feel like you kind of would have maybe just, you know, you'd be getting the same movie, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I could see that to a degree. I can see that from that angle too.
Because I thought the same thing. Like, I liked him as being big, and then I thought, but should Michael be that big? You know? But I guess if it's a new interpretation, he could be whatever size you want.
Yeah, that's true.
But you know,
I mean, like you look at James Hugh Courtney, he's taller than Nick Castle was, but I still think that he had that old school Michael feel to him. Even though he was a little bigger.
Yeah. He's not little guy. He's not a little guy. No, he's not.
Yeah.
I think he's 6'3", 6'2".
Ish. Yeah, he is. He's a tall guy. James is saying, love Rob Zombie's version of Michael is one of my most favorite right after the first Halloween version. All right, after Nick. That's cool, man. That is cool. Breezy saying, I have Rob Zombie's Halloween just above Rob Zombie's Halloween too. All right. John is saying, what's up, John? I hope you're doing well, my friend. He's saying, I'm guessing they got 3 in the top 3. I don't know. They do or not.
What are we on? 8 coming up?
Yep.
Number 8.
Breezy saying 13 ends, 12 Resurrection, 11 H6, 10 H5, 9 Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, 8 Rob Zombie's Halloween 1. All right. All right. Gina is saying yet another awesome cover poster. I really like Rob Zombie's Halloween
me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Everywhere I saw that before the movie came out, I was just mesmerized, like looking at all the little other different pictures that are in there and the images. Yeah. And his Halloween 2 poster's sick.
Yeah. Yeah. The art is fantastic. Kyle saying, I thought Rob Zombie's first Halloween was great, simply for getting to see him as a kid and how he got started being a killer. So yeah, Kyle likes that backstory and knowing, you know, the things that happen, you know, to make him that way. Hell yeah, Kyle. Hell yeah. Dominic is saying this version of Michael is the scariest. He reminds me more of Jason, which I like because Jason is very aggressive. Yes.
Jason is very aggressive. He's got some anger issues he needs to work out.
Breezy is saying a lot of people forget this Myers is a more human version, but still a monster with his size, more brutal than the rest. Yeah. I mean, I would think that the only comparison in brutality of Michael's would be Michael from Kills. I mean, that's really the only one I could see that would come close to being, and 6 maybe a little bit, because you think of 6 when
nobody's bitching 6.
Yeah, like he did some damage in 6 too.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah. Breezy saying, remember that scene where Mike drops to his knees after capturing Lori and shows her the pic of him holding her when she was a baby? Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Just show that he's more humanized. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You loved it, Michael. You just wanted a tear to come out, right?
Yeah, that's why I love 5 so much. You know,
and that would have really,
it would have brought it home for me.
It
would have brought it home for me. And I want the tear to come outside the mask this time.
Yeah,
you know, so you can have that like a single tear.
Gotcha.
Jerry Wilson is saying James Jude is from Cleveland, Ohio. I did not know that. I did not
either. Very cool. Very cool.
All right, Matt, number 8. What do you have for number 8?
Halloween 3.
Halloween 3. It's going to be right one of these times. Halloween 3. Here we go. Halloween 2. The nightmare is over.
Blasphemy.
Halloween 2 they have at number 8.
Yeah, that's ignorant.
Oh, we got to see what they got to say about this, because I am curious. I definitely am not putting Halloween 2 this late in the ranking for sure. Let's see what they have for Halloween 2. I guarantee that, I figured that was going to happen. Halloween 2, the tomato meter gave it a 33%, to whereas the popcorn meter gave it 63%. So again, the tomato meter is going up. And not only that, this is the first popcorn meter that we got that's full of popcorn and not flipped over its side and green. Again, I'm not sure what they call it, but it is actually is this like fresh. Is that what they're saying when the popcorn's in the popcorn bucket? So they actually the popcorn meter actually gave it a solid.
This is the first time, Michael, I've ever looked at anything Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh yeah, man.
Like
Yeah,
I hear
that's
people
cool.
talk about it all the time, but it is.
That is cool. Still think that it's not where it should be whatsoever by any means. You know, I don't think that Halloween 2 belongs this late at number 8. I mean, come on. Like Halloween 2, like how are we going to do that? Let's see what the critics have to say. David Carra is saying Rick Rosenthal, who directed this 1981 sequel, doesn't have Carpenter's expansive, affectionate way with stereotypical characters, and without it, they're empty shells, bodies waiting for a slaughter. All right, well, at least he gave it some. He gave it the old try there with that.
I love 2, man.
For sure. Yeah, I'm a fan of 2 as well. Definitely a fan of 2. Mike Emery is saying a bad sequel to a good movie. Yeah.
And 2's definitely on my, it's like a must watch around Halloween time. I mean, obviously I try to watch, as many Halloweens as I can, but 2 for whatever reason is a must for me. I love that. And it had to be said.
Shit. There is positive review here from Brian Rowe. He says Curtis and Donald Pleasance reuniting at the end always fills me with joy, as does the explosive final scene that feels so beautifully definitive.
Yeah.
That's well said to me, because it does feel definitive. Like you feel like when this movie ends, that it is final. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't know that there was a 4 or a 5, like it does feel like a definitive end to the series. I mean, shit, they basically blow him up.
If you didn't know, 30 years later, 2 dipshits on a podcast with a YouTube channel
be talking about Halloween 13, like Halloween 13. It's like, Jesus, like you tell somebody that from 1981 and they're just like, you freaking serious? We got 11 more of these movies to go. You freaking serious? Oh my God. Let's see. Let me get in here. Michelle said I'm not going to make it back, unfortunately, so I'm saying good night. Have a good one, everyone. All right, Michelle, have a good one. James talking about Jason says he's not only aggressive, he's a bear with a hockey mask. I got you, my man. I got you. Kyle is saying, how is Halloween 2 number 8? That is ridiculous. I agree. CLS71 is putting his ranking list in there. I got you. Halloween 2, 1981 is, I believe, better than the original. Oh, see, that's a hot take right there, man. That is a hot take.
I don't agree with that, but I get it. I do get it because, especially if you're the one who, kind of craves a little bit more, which even I usually am.
Yeah.
Because it is Halloween's a slow burn. A lot of, build up and things like that, where 2 gives you a little bit more going on and things like I can see it.
Oh yeah. Paul is saying I liked Halloween 2. Gina said, how do I become a critic to fix this score? 2 is awesome. I agree. All right, Matt, sir. We are moving on to number 7.
Yeah. All right.
Are you calling out Halloween 3 again?
I don't know, man. I'm starting to embarrass myself.
I'm surprised that Halloween 3 isn't out there yet. To me,
you know what? I'm going to throw in. No, I'm going to go with H2O.
All right. I'm just going to tell you, this chat is not going to like this very much. But number 7, Halloween.
I was almost going to go with Halloween 4.
Halloween 4 is.
I should have went with my original thought.
7. Always go with the original thought. Thought.
That is not the mask in the movie.
That is
thing is
not
gorgeous.
The mask in the movie.
Gorgeous.
I agree.
Look, it's even got the needle hole in the neck on the poster. Like,
yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, it sure does.
Oh.
Right over there on the right. Yeah.
That's what I had to tattoo on the back of my calf. If I was going to do Michael, it had to be that.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. All right, Halloween 4, they gave it 39 on the tomato meter. The popcorn meter gave it 54%, which was less than Halloween 2 from the popcorn meter, but it did go up on the tomato meter just a little bit there. 39%.
Michael, look at the difference from your shot that we always talk about, and then the poster right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Look at that.
I mean,
It's
it
night
is
and day.
a huge difference. Like, you can't, like, that's
Wow.
a big deal there. It's there for sure. I do not agree with this, Matt, whatsoever. This take of this movie being this high, it's way too high on my end of things. I think that it's better than the number 7 spot. I think that it's quite a few. I think that there are better movies that haven't, or lesser movies that haven't been called out yet, for sure. The first comment that I have here by a top critic is Chris Stuckman. He's saying, you can tell that it felt very rushed and things were kind of clobbered together to make this movie at the last second. I don't feel that way about this movie. I feel that way about 5. I do feel that way about 5, but 4, I felt like I really didn't feel that way. How did you feel about 4? Do you think that this should be higher, lower? You think
It should be a bit higher.
Bit higher.
Yeah, it should be a bit higher. Big fan of 4, man. Very, very fun film. Really, my only criticize is the mask in 4. I think it's one of Danielle Harris's best performances as well. I know she was only a child, but I thought she was amazing in that film. Just fun, dude. Yeah. Just fun.
It was
a fun movie. There's never a big lull in the film,
right.
Which
the pacing's really good.
The pacing is very good. Solid film, man.
Let me read one of the positive comments. Brian Rowe is saying, sure, the mask doesn't look great, and some of the supporting characters are pretty one note, but Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, remains one of the finest of the franchise's many sequels, a nostalgic classic that will never get old. Right.
And atmosphere is killer in 4.
Yeah, atmosphere is good in 4. Is definitely good in 4. Let's check out what the good people had to say here. LS71 is saying no way, all caps. Paula's saying, can I be one too? Talking about being a critic. LS71 definitely taking this one to heart for sure. James is saying that poster is a lie. The mask in the movie looks like pure bat crap. I got you. Kyle is saying Halloween 4 should definitely be higher. LS71 saying it should be higher. Dominic St. Clair is saying Halloween 4 is definitely overrated, but is definitely a good Halloween slasher film. I got you, my man. All right, my man. We are to number 6. Any guesses? Okay.
So I'm going to go. Oh, man. I'm going to go back to H2O.
H2O. Here we go. Halloween Kills. They put Halloween Kills as number 6. I can't believe they put Halloween Kills ahead of Halloween 4. That's crazy town to me for sure. Like, don't get me wrong.
You think you like 4 better than Kills? I got you.
I do. Yes.
I do too.
I do. Don't get me wrong. Halloween Kills for me, it has its moments. And I find it very rewatchable, but I also understand that it's not great. It kind of goes against what I say about most Halloween movies. Like, I like this, and this. And I think that it's just because I don't know. There's something about it, man, that it kind of makes me ignore some of its flaws. And I watch it. Like, I do
enjoy watching Kills for the most part.
for the most part. Let's see what they've got here. Right up here. It looks like the popcorn meter was 66% with this one. The tomato meter at 39%. Richard Whitaker, who is a top critic, says as a sequel to the deliciously absurd 2018 Resurrection, it's a ponderous bore. far too intermittently broken up by spurts of the franchise signature gore. I get what you're saying, but I might have worded that a little different. Ugh. Oh, dear God. David Stratton is saying Halloween Kills is an ugly, messy film. It's a little depressing to learn that yet another sequel is supposedly in the works. So this was before Ends came out. This was in 2021. So yeah, they didn't have a whole lot of nice things to say about Halloween Kills. For me, I think that it's kind of in the ballpark of where it should be, but I don't feel like it should have been, ranked as a better movie than Halloween 4 by any means. I just don't feel like it's like that. How do you feel for that?
I'm loving how all over the place, some of these comments are. It's just so cool. So yeah, I'm not too upset with where Kills is landing. I'm really not. It's right around there for me. Somewhere in the middle.
Oh yeah.
I'm not floored. But I'm with you. I like 4 better. And I just learned, James likes, there you go. Which I didn't know that. I'm okay with it, Michael.
Hell yeah, man.
Evil dies tonight, baby.
Evil dies tonight. All right, my man.
Cringy as shit.
All right, dude. It's that flashback scene, the firefighter scene. I know that there are things that we talked about a lot.
Oh,
they're in
some
there.
of the best scenes in the franchise.
Love them,
hands down.
I mean? But story wise, I get it, man. It's jumbled up. It is definitely.
I want to get a nice flashback mask in your collection, Michael. I do.
Yeah,
I know you love that mask, and
I do.
There's some good ones floating around.
I do.
Some good ones that you don't, have to break the bank for,
Yeah. All right, Matt, you got a number 5 idea? What you got for number 5? I like this. I like you try to get, because there's really the mere fact that you got one right I would get none of these right. Like if we were switching roles, there's no way I'm getting even one of these right. And for the mere fact that you got the one, I was just like, holy shit, he fucking got one right. That's crazy.
Now we still don't even have Halloween Ends in there yet.
We don't.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and this is number 5. We're in the top 5.
That's crazy. I'm gonna go Halloween Ends, man.
Halloween Ends. Here it is. Matt, you have gotten another one.
Look at that. Another one. Look at that. See that, Lydia?
Let me go ahead and bring. I mean, I don't agree with where it's placed by any means, but Rotten Tomatoes is calling Halloween Ends the number 5 for ranking these.
That's a pretty cool shot too.
Yeah, it is a good shot. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are things about Halloween. The soundtrack to Halloween Ends is ridiculously good. Like,
I still need to watch it a second time. I've tried like 3 or 4 times. I want to watch it again though. And I love Rowan Campbell. I love that dude.
Yeah, he's super cool, man. That dude was super cool for sure.
Yeah.
The tomato meter's giving it 40%. They're not saying it's great, but it is top 5 for the Halloween movies. The popcorn meter did go down. And it is at 58%. I'm almost scared to click on this comment button to see what you guys are saying in the chat right now. But let me go ahead and read. Top Critic, they're giving it a positive score, saying, while Halloween Ends does provide something close to the catharsis that is longtime fans of the franchise may be seeking, it does in a manner that still feels a tiny bit lacking. So she gave it a positive. It did give closure to the franchise, and she was saying that is a good thing, but it does feel like it's lacking a little bit, even though she gave it a positive score. All right.
Michael, did you ever get to see Monkey yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet. No.
Oh, well, when you do, let me know what you think about Rowan Campbell and that he will crack your shit up.
All right, so you said Monkey was a horror comedy, correct?
It is.
Okay. Yeah, dude, I love horror comedy.
And Rowan in that, oh, dude, I can't wait for you to see it.
Hell yeah. Mark Commode, I'm sure I'm butchering that. I apologize. Some of it's gory. The opening is good. None of it is scary. Worse, none of it has any tension whatsoever. All right. So we got one good one and one bad one. Let me open up the ones that I am nervous to read because it looks like I have 10 unread comments here. Let's see. Well, I am way up there. Somehow I scrolled all the way up there. Let's see. Jerry was saying I say ends is number 5, so he got that right. James is saying I love the way Michael looks and kills. Kyle is saying I would say number 5 is Halloween Ends. LS71 is saying I like this placement. Paul is saying 5 is Scream 2. All right, well, let me bring that in here. Breezy says Ends in last place is basically a parody scary movie if they made it a Myers movie. I got you. Dominic is saying Halloween Ends is super underrated. LS71 is agreeing. James is saying the worst of all, it sucks. I hated it. I mean, I hated Ends. All right. LS71 is saying the monkey was so funny. Watched it yesterday. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Is it on digital yet? Is it out on digital?
I don't know, but yeah, 71. I agree with you. It was pretty funny. It really was. And you just like I could just look at Rowan in that and laugh. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's you. Breezy is saying Ends is Jeepers Creepers Reborn bad. I see, dude. I can't go that far. Like Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
I can't.
Ooh, good God.
Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
That's like the bottom for me. Like when you get into Jeepers Creepers Reborn, I don't know if there's a whole lot that is.
You could go lower.
You know? It's like, tell me what's worse than Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
I'm gonna find the name of the last Pumpkinhead I saw. It was like the number where people are like, they made that many. Like I gotta remember the title of it because it was bad. Mm-hmm. It was Jeepers Reborn bad. But it was one of hopefully the last Pumpkinhead they did. But they had a CGI scene, Michael, where he was jumping off this building.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We
maybe
could have put anyone's kid in a suit and had them jump off and make it look better.
You know what we should do? One of the horror nights that we have, we should do a Jeepers Creepers Reborn and a Pumpkinhead, the one that you're talking about, and do them back to back. And we just sit there and comment through the whole thing. You know what I mean? Just talk shit as we're watching. I think that would be absolutely hilarious.
I'll find out which one it was, man. But yeah, because I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for Pumpkinhead. I see Pumpkinhead, I turn it on, and even the bad ones, I could find something I enjoyed. But man.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. All right, Matt. Give me your guess for number 4.
Man, so I'm kind of going back with what we've got left. We've got H2O. We've got Halloween 1. Man, I don't see how it's between two. For me, it's between two films. I'm going to go with my gut and go H2O.
H2O. All right. Well, here it is. It finally came up. Number 4, Halloween 3 is number 4 for Rotten Tomatoes critics. They say that it's the 4th best Halloween movie. Halloween.
No movie growing up made me more pissed.
Oh yeah,
than Halloween 3. Renting that and getting home all excited. Got your Doritos, your Coca-Cola, ready to rock and roll, dude.
So you will
Where's Michael?
You will probably agree with the critics here. Chris Stuckman is saying absolutely atrocious. I admire the fact that they did try to propel the story in a different direction, but the story they chose was insanely boring. I mean, I don't really agree with that one so much. Like,
it bored me to tears.
This is a middle of the road movie for me. You know what I mean? Like this, to me, this belongs in the 7, 8, 9 range. Probably the 7, 8 range of a movie for me. Definitely not top 5 for me on Halloween 3 for sure. But I know that it's up there for you. Like you got it up there in the
Yeah, and
The
it's
nosebleeds.
some movies, like especially when I know there's like a big following, like
Yeah.
sometimes I almost feel bad with like what my first comments in my head are, but yeah, I just do. I think the idea of it is just so dumb.
Like I said, man, you like what you like, and all the stuff
You do,
love
and
in
it did bore me to absolute tears. I watched that probably about 2-3 years ago, and I watched it with my mother. And I'm not sure why, because I knew what I thought about it. I might have I think she had interest because the mask came out, and she really loved them, and we were selling a lot of them at the store, the pumpkin and everything. So I think that's why she wanted to check it out. And I was like, okay, you asked for it. and she thought the same thing, but I know it's got its following. People dig it, man.
I got it.
And it does have great. I mean, the masks are fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, old Tom Atkins doing his thing in there. I get it. I definitely get it. Aja Romano is saying this movie is a dirty trick on all Halloween fans. That was it. That's all they said. That was the end of their comment for sure. Going to the chat. Let's see. We'll start right here. Oh, Breezy was saying back-to-back guests, savage. Let's see. Michael G is saying the beginning of the scene in Halloween Ends with the kid that fell would be so traumatizing for any parent. I did not expect that scene. No, dude. Like I literally like kind of. I wouldn't say like jumps out of fearful. It was more of a oh shit. I can't believe that happened. I was not expecting that kid to fall from. Oh man, I get it. Trust me, I get it. Jerry threw up H3 like he threw up the guess. He threw it up. Kyle was saying Halloween 2018 was his guess. Lydia saying, God, I love the opener to Ends. Michael, that was jaw dropping. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, for sure.
It was.
Breezy saying Halloween 3 is in my top 5, ranked 4th spot. Okay, so it was right where you had it there for sure. Oh, he's saying 1. A little confused there. James is saying I like Halloween 3 better than Ends. All right. Kyle is saying Halloween 3 was good. I really like, despite not having anything to do with Michael Myers, although he technically was in the movie on TV. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Breezy throwing his rank up there. LS71 is saying not a bad top 5. All right. James said, I remember getting pissed off when Michael was not in it. I think everybody did. Breezy is saying Ends opening is wild. It definitely is. It definitely is. Dominic is saying Halloween 3 is a good standalone story, separate from Michael Myers. All right. All right, Matt, number 3. Where do you go with number 3?
I can't believe this one's gotten so far, if it's even next.
Yeah. You're stressing me out at this point.
Even if dude, it absolutely it has to be H2O.
Yeah, it has to be H2O.
It has
guess
to be.
what?
Okay.
It is
okay.
H2O.
Okay.
It is H2O.
There's a third one for me. Can't count the other ones.
Hey, man.
We're getting too close.
Hey.
Yeah. Another fun watch, in my opinion. Just a fun watch. I like H2O.
It is. It's not a bad watch, but I wouldn't put it in my top 3. Just my opinion. On
Same
that.
here.
Yeah.
It's not top 3.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's a good movie. I like what they were doing with it. It does lack that Halloween atmosphere though, but that's because they took it to California as a it's like Halloween goes to California. You know what I mean? Like Michael's trip to Halloween. Yeah, I still have a million questions about that. Kind of like I did with the Freddy versus Jason and Jason walking from New Jersey to Springfield, Ohio. Like, was he walking down the hallway? It's like Michael could not have driven from Haddonfield, Illinois to California without having to stop and get gas. Did he pump the gas with the mask on? You know what I mean? Like, did he have money for gas? Like, well, what was going on there with that? But all that stuff aside, this did get a 56% on the tomato meter, only a 49% on the popcorn meter. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first one to where the fans didn't like it as much as the critics. And it's surprising. This was definitely surprising to me. And it looks like I have a positive and a negative comment up here. Aja Romano is giving it a positive comment saying H2O is far more character driven than any of its predecessors. Okay. That's fair. Like they do have a lot of, the whole thing between Josh Hartnett's character and, Laurie Strode. Like, I get it. They had other shit going on than Michael Myers, and it kind of came together. I definitely see that for sure. Derek Adams is saying, while Carpenter's film was all about economy and skillful use of empty space, Miner's busy compositions have a cluttered feel that echoed by superfluous orchestra music. Yeah, and I mean, when you talk about the music, yeah, it did feel a lot like an orchestra. I will agree with that. But Matt, like you said, and I'm not going to go on too terribly much about it. We are in top 3. It's a fun watch to me, but it's nothing special. I think there's a few really good parts in it. But when you get into Halloween is Halloween, I just love that atmosphere, man. And this didn't have that Halloween feel to it, that Halloween atmosphere so much.
Yeah, I'd say I like it more than you. I'd say I like it a little bit more than you. And I see what you're saying with that atmosphere. One thing I gotta add though, we get very few showdowns with Michael and Laurie, right?
Yeah.
We've got very few after the first film or after the first 2. It was a great showdown. I thought it was a great show, especially after seeing N's showdown. It got even better.
Right.
So I do love that showdown too, man. So yeah, it's a little more towards the front for me. It's not my top 3. It's not my top 5, but it's right around somewhere after there. But I like H2O. Yeah, it's fun as shit.
I got you.
But let me ask you this, Michael. If it just simply had that atmosphere, how further up do you think it would take?
So Michael kind of takes me out of this film a little bit too. He's the first look of Michael Myers that I felt like wasn't really intimidating. Up until this point, I didn't find the resurrection Michael intimidating either. But I mean, I think they could have did a lot of different things with this movie. I think that there's a lot of iconic scenes in this movie. One of them being, the face-to-face through the door. I absolutely love that. But I always feel like, man, kind of like I do with H4 and that lightning scene, if that had been the original mask, it would have just been so much more. It would have added that so much more. Change up the atmosphere. One of the things I did love was that Janet Leigh made an appearance in this movie, and you kind of get the mother-daughter.
And her saying Happy Halloween was
and her driving the car from Psycho. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, oh, that's so good. I actually
forgot about that. She does drive the car from Psycho.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's so good in that aspect, but I like that little Cool J's character. He kind of added a little something to it.
A little flair.
Yeah, Josh Hartnett. I'm not a real big fan of him in this movie per se.
I like Hartnett.
I'm going to Yosemite, Mom. You know what I mean? It's just like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
I liked the shot of Michael through the stall door when the ladies and her daughter, they're using the restroom.
Yeah.
I like that shot.
Okay.
I thought that was just very eerie and like almost unexpected. I didn't think she'd see him that well through that little crack there. That's a shot I've always liked. He kind of turns and like, dude, you'd be like goosebumps, dude. You'd get chills up your freaking spine, right?
Yeah, I mean, I almost feel like, not at the time, H2O, if I'm not mistaken, was the first to do it, but Halloween is kind of overutilized those bathroom stalls since this movie. You have the bathroom stall in H2O. You have the bathroom stall in Rob Zombie's Halloween. You have the bathroom stall in Halloween 2018. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just like,
you're right.
How often we go into the shitter here, and what's Michael doing? In the bathroom.
A lot of time in the bathroom. You're right. You're right.
He's spending a lot of. That's like one of his go-tos at this point. It's like, where's Michael kill the most? It's like, well, you got to kind of argue the bathroom.
Yeah,
for the simple fact at this point,
I do like that. I do like that scene.
He's been there enough times.
and like you're a woman in there with just your young daughter, and you see that dude and kind of turn and look at you, you're gonna be freaked out, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
I get it. And then Michael jacked her car. You know what I mean? It's just like,
thank God he
Stolen-
only took the car. Like,
stolen person jacked her car. Like, oh, Lefty's piece of shit. It's probably out of gas. You know what I mean?
She don't know how easy she got it, though. Could have been
That's
much
true.
worse. We've seen what he does in bathrooms.
We've seen.
It
We've been here before. You could have had
messy.
teeth. You could have got roughed up like Joe Grizzly. You know what I mean? It could have went multiple
Yeah.
different directions.
Yeah, I'll give you my keys any day.
Yeah, LS71 is saying I didn't like how they scream fielded H2O. Yeah, I mean it does feel a lot like a Scream movie for sure. Breezy saying H2O is top 7 after kills. Let's see. H2O is okay. Kyle saying H2O was good and fun. I like how they wiped out everything between Halloween 78 to H2O.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, they wiped out everything from Halloween 2 to H2O. Halloween 2 still happened. If I'm not mistaken.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Because they talk about the fire and that she says she didn't actually see him burn.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
truth.
Yeah, so 2 happened.
Michael G is saying I put on a Michael Myers mask every time I stop and get gas. Well, heck, see, man, that's how you do it. You know what I mean? Like that's how
I think you get reward points for that too. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah. Breezy saying plot twist. Michael in the chat is Michael Myers. I got you. LS71 is saying atmosphere is super important in these movies for me, and this one is pretty much non-existent. I do agree the atmosphere is definitely different. I'm getting I don't remember. Oh yeah, Michael with putting his mask on for sure. Breezy is saying plot twist. Michael. Oh, I already read that one. Sorry about that. James is saying H2O was okay. The only thing I hated was the shitty CGI mask. I hate CGI. The crap. Yeah. I mean, he had 3 different masks in that movie. He had the H6. He had the one that they ended up using. They had the CGI spot for sure. All right, Matt. We are down to number 2. Number two. What you got for number 2?
2018,
right,
baby.
You're definitely gonna get this one right for sure.
20. Look at that
For
poster.
sure.
Look at that poster.
I love that poster, dude. That's one of my favorites right there. It just is. Let me bring up what they say about Halloween 2018. Looks like this is the first one that is going to be the double full popcorn. So let me pull this down here. We got a 79 from the tomato meter, which is the critics, and a 72 from the popcorn meter, where the critics did like this one a little better than the popcorn meter, but it did definitely both get positive reviews, certified fresh. That's what this one is saying, which is the first time that we've seen that. So far. The first one from Season Kohler, the top critic, is saying Halloween is Laurie Strode's love letter to all of us, wrapped in the most excellent slasher movie. Yeah, I loved Halloween 2018. Ryan Gillaby is saying forgets that a decent Halloween movie should take its cue from Michael Myers. Low on chat, high on surprise. Even so, this one can still boast a higher than average proportion of treating among his tricks. Ah, well said.
I miss how. Sorry, Michael. When when they were doing the trilogy, it was so cool around Halloween time because, for like years you were getting a Halloween around it was so fun. I miss that so much.
Yeah.
But with 18 kicking it off, like, I'm talking about that just those few years back, there was a whole different feeling around Halloween time. Simply because of one of our favorite movies, man. It's so cool, the power that can have. But it gave me a whole different feeling around Halloween time when those movies were coming out.
Yeah.
I miss that.
I always talk about this with this movie, like this was the first Halloween movie in a long time, at the beginning, when the guy's holding the mask up to Michael and he's saying, say something, and it goes into the Halloween credits. And we get the old school Halloween credits, for the first time since like fucking 1978, we hear the original music banging through the credits in the theater. It's like, that's a cheering moment, because despite, whether you loved or hated the Rob Zombie movies, they were so far of a step away from the original and what it was. To come back, you don't normally ever see things come back, once a remake has been made. You just don't. Now, they ended up doing it with Texas Chainsaw. Of course, they made some adjustments. We got the Texas Chainsaw movie that was supposed to be from the original. But this was kind of the first to do it in my mind. Definitely in my mind. This was one of the first ones to do it, to where it's like, okay, we're back. Hearing that original music in the theater, dude, I'm cheering. You know what I mean? Watching this for the first time, I'm cheering in the theater. Absolutely love it. The only thing I can really say, it does have a few things that are definitely wrong with it. But at the same time, man, this was one of the first Halloween movies that I feel like a lot of it got spoiled by the trailer. Watching the trailer before this movie, like this whole kill with Vicky that's actually on here was spoiled in the trailer. This picture right up here was spoiled, and that kind of sucked. But as the movie as a whole, I really did enjoy it. I really did enjoy it for sure. How about you, sir? Do you think it belongs where it's at?
I do. It's not that high for me, but it's high. It's high. My only gripe, and everybody's got their own little things. I loved 18.
Yeah.
I loved 18. I found it a little corny, with how over the top they had Jamie Lee with her trap doors and her hell trapped basement with the freaking island, on a remote and everything. It was just a bit much, 7 cages to unlock her front door and stuff. I thought that got a little nerdy and a little corny. Aside from that, man, dude, top tier. Michael was back, man. And all the things you said, and I loved that Say Something, that opener with the hit music and the OG credits and everything, man. One thing I gotta say when I bring up 18, I think we all got an absolute gem of an actor to play that for us in James Jude Courtney. I think we got an absolute gem of a human being, and how he portrayed our beloved Michael Myers was absolutely nothing shy of brilliant. And that just has to be said, man. And just like, and what were the odds that he was even like around the age that Michael really would have been around the time they were doing, 40 years later, but still in great shape to play him. And just, I think we got very lucky.
For sure.
Such a great guy to play him. So,
sure.
But love 18, man.
Oh yeah. And when we rank these, I had Halloween 18 as my number 2. So I'm happy to actually see it.
Sure.
Let's see. Oh god, for some reason my chat is scrolling up like super fast today. Jerry's saying I love the 2018 mask. Me too, my friend. Me too. James is saying Halloween 2018 was great. I loved it. Hell yeah. Breezy is saying H18 was good. Could have been great without Sartain and corny humor scenes like when Julian said, "Oh shit," and ruined the scare factor of the moment and made everyone bust out laughing. Yeah,
I get that.
I do too. Yeah, for sure.
I get that, Breezy. I get that because even I laughed at Julian. I did, but
you're gonna die, Dave.
But if you would, you'd much rather it be like scary than be laughing at this young kid. I get that. It is a Halloween movie, so I like that comment.
Sure, Kyle. I loved Halloween 2018. I thought it was very nostalgic. It did.
Yeah.
Breezy's also saying other things about being in Karen's silly dialogue. The world is a place full of happiness and wonder. Ray's, I got peanut butter. Yeah, it does. Michelle says, I'm back. Welcome back.
Hello, Michelle.
Let's see. Paula saying interesting. Breezy saying also didn't like the angle where they kept ambiguous rather Sartain and Lori broke Mike out. Should have been Myers doing all that. I got you. James is saying Courtney brought Michael back. His movements were dead on. I agree, James. I definitely
agree. It was almost kind of odd.
Yeah.
Some of the movements was like, dude, that's Michael, man. That is Michael.
So we do know where they're going with this one. They're number one here. We knew this was coming. I just want to see the
Sports shit.
scores. I just want to see the score that it got. I haven't looked this up.
How
And we'll go
classic
ahead
is
and
that
bring that up.
poster nowadays? Like,
It is. It definitely
oh,
is. For
classic.
sure. But this one got a tomato meter of 97 versus a popcorn meter of 89.
Yeah, killed it.
So this ranking wise, this is, by far superior. Even it's 20 points higher than 18 was. You know what I mean? So it's definitely their number one for sure. I think that it's there's a lot of slashers that try to imitate it and do what it did. So I think that it belongs there for sure. But when I thought to do this, I was like, well, I already know that number one's going to be the original Halloween. I just knew, you know what I mean? But I was really curious to see where the rest of these were going to come from, or end up.
It was a little wild, wasn't it?
It was a little wild for sure tonight, but it was definitely fun to go through. The amount of comments that I was seeing, like, what? Like, there's no way that should be there. You know what I mean? That was the fun that I wanted to have tonight, to see, where these things were going to go, how the critics saw them from Rotten Tomatoes versus how we look at these movies. And one of the cool things about it too, seeing all the comments, Matt, none of them were really the same. The comments, everybody
all over hell, actually.
Yeah, they were all over the place. And that's something I love to do here, is to get everybody to feel comfortable putting their opinions out. Everybody to kind of cheer for their movie and where it belongs. Yeah, of course.
Always keep it respectful, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Oh wait, I already read that one. Good God. Kyle is saying I really liked Michael's weathered mask in Halloween 2018. I did too. I definitely did too. Let's see.
It's another one that took a minute to grow on me, but I definitely do now.
Well, yeah. And that's, we were talking about that earlier, man. I'm still waiting for that Halloween 5 to grow on me. And it's just that and the 4, they're just not. They're just freaking not.
Yeah. And I can agree when someone says 5 is like uglier than shit. It is, but it just does something for me.
It's something that you love. Before we jump out of here for tonight, Matt, we are running just a little behind. I know I was trying to get it wrapped up because I know you gotta get out here. Did you want to show any Mad Matt stuff before we get out here? You want to save it for next time?
I would love to show one guy real quick.
Hell yeah, man.
There's a good friend of mine his name is David. He's brilliant. I'll get his last name. I'm terrible with that, but so this young man is a tattoo artist who used to, back in the day, practice ventriloquism with his grandfather, and his grandfather was pretty big into it, and even taught him some of the intricacies of how to build them, the mechanisms, everything. So for the longest time, he's been wanting to get back into that, and he finally has. And this gentleman is fucking brilliant, man.
Yeah,
he is brilliant. But I have got a beautiful Slappy from Goosebumps for you guys. Says for you Goosebumps fan, I'm gonna let Lydia show this guy off. Okay. But these, like the Billy I showed before, these are always going to be available at Mad Matt's Mask, and these are all made by hand, like everything.
Now,
let me ask, Michael.
Yeah, let me ask just this before you guys show it. Let's say that we have a viewer here who would like that, that lives in, let's say, California or something like that.
Sure.
So they'd be able to contact you on Facebook through the link that Jerry has put out there.
Absolutely.
Where they can purchase something like that, and then shipping and everything.
Absolutely. And Mad Matt's Mask is on Instagram as well.
Excellent.
But those two ways would be fantastic. Yeah. So I'll let Lydia show this guy off, but it's just this one really blew my mind, guys.
Puppets fall into the doll category for me.
Yeah,
so
I hope you enjoy. All right. Make sure you have enough. Once you get seated, I can pull that closer to you. I sure can. Let me know if it's too much, though. Oh, Let me know if the light's too much. Like if it drowns it out.
And another creepy puppet looking back at me. Just fantastic. Just freaking fantastic.
You ready for this one?
Oh my god.
Go ahead and sit down.
Ah, its eyes are green too. Jesus.
Oh my gosh. Do you need this more up or are you good?
Close. That's fine.
Lighting good?
Yep. Now this
All right.
eyebrows move.
Oh my god, I can't. I mean, I'm sure that there's gonna be people that I couldn't wake up with that thing looking at me.
Look at the eyebrows.
No, the eyebrows move too. Oh my god, I can't.
But is he not spot on, Slappy?
He looks good. He looks like from a creative standpoint, like yes, it looks dead on. But man, I think its eyes, they're too open and they're looking right at me. They're looking into my soul right now.
I'm trying to find the lever.
Oh, I feel like
There's
it's
like
staring.
3 different levers in here. Hold on.
Can you guys hear me, Michael?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, we
okay.
can.
And yeah, and his eyes are all hand painted. He paints the face, the shading, everything. Like it is 100% custom. Like he keeps work like this. I don't think he's going to be tattooing much longer.
Oh,
yeah. This one's a little different, so she's kind of still getting used to how he works and everything. But yeah, man, this is something that we're going to be doing commissions on, and you can say you want the Billy from Dead Silence, either the basic Billy, or you can get the damaged Billy. We can do this version of Slappy with the red hair. Later on in the series, I guess Slappy got the black hair looking a little bit more like Billy, and we can do that as well.
Yeah.
How much is Slappy?
So Slappy, we're kind of still in negotiations with that. But for something like this, you're going to be looking anywhere from, I'd probably say 700 to 800.
700 to 800. Okay.
Yeah, somewhere in that realm.
That those eyes, man. I can't.
Yeah, we freaking love him.
Yeah,
we love him. But thank you for showing us that, Lydia.
No, I'm good.
Why not?
I told you the closest thing I get to a doll is a NECA figure. No, I can't do it.
I'll take the earpiece if you can.
I can't do it.
Thank you, sweetheart. I'll shut this light off here.
Phew.
All right.
It's just something about puppets for me. They're like dolls, and I don't like dolls. It's not.
How'd he look, you guys? How'd he look?
Great.
Man?
Like it actually looks great.
No, they creep me out a little too, Michael. I've got this. The last Billy I showed is down here on the. Did you see it down here last time you were over?
No, you guys showed it on the. You guys showed it on the show.
Oh, I don't know if it was down here when you came over last time, but yeah. So we've got Billy sitting here right in the corner, dude, and every now and again I'm just like, yeah, they do. It's like they're staring in your soul, man.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, man. I feel like it was looking right through me.
But no, just like, dude, now do you recognize that Slappy from the Goosebumps?
No, for the simple fact that I didn't see Goosebumps.
Okay.
I think it was a little. I think I missed it. I've heard of Goosebumps. You know what I mean? Like I've definitely heard of Goosebumps, but yeah, like that's just looking at it though is like a doll.
He did a hell of a job. It's just that people that can do that kind of stuff, he built the body like out of wood. The teeth are wood. I'm just like, yeah, like a lot of time went into that thing, man. It probably takes us. I think it takes him about, I'd say, 2-3 months. He'll build one of those. It takes some time. A lot goes into that. So yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But thanks for letting me show that. I hope you guys enjoyed, man. I love getting, and you won't see that. No one is making those. It's just wild. But that's the things I'm trying to get, man. Stuff you can't find anywhere else. But Michael, this was a fun show, dude. I was so happy to be back with you guys, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Always thanks for having me, man. James wants one.
He
I'll
does.
get you one, James. And that's another thing too with us, you know, like something that is, you know, $500-$600 or more. You know, we always had the layaway plan, so you do not have to pay it all up at once. So that's a great thing to remember. And yeah, you can find us on Instagram and everything. Thank you, Jerry. Yes,
man.
Michelle, he is absolutely the Goosebumps that you would have watched as a kid. Absolutely. I bet we looked funny driving back from Traders with the Slappy and Billy in the back seat strapped in. Like,
oh god, that would have been the perfect time to get pulled over too. To just kind of like
right. Having say, fuck like, you. Fuck you. like Chucky. Fuck you.
Kind of just looks over at him. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's so dolls. I'm telling you. Oh my god. Oh yes, Matt. This was fun tonight, brother. This was a great time. And it was very fun in the chat with everybody that was throwing their ideas around and their opinions. That's what I wanted to do tonight. I just wanted to get, be involved, have the chat be involved in everything that we're doing. Not that they aren't, but I just felt like every section that we did, everybody had an opinion for, and they're everybody rooting for their movie to be next. You know what I mean? And just seeing the people freak out, like, dude, off rip, Halloween 6, I'm telling you, Curse is not one of my favorites, but it did not belong at number 13. And to
that's
see
where I knew it was going to be wild.
Initial reaction to that was just it was just great. It was just great. You guys are all freaking amazing. Matt, dude, great to have you back on the show tonight, brother.
Yeah, man. Great to be here, buddy.
Oh yeah. But I mean, if you don't have anything else, I'll just let everybody know that if you'd like to support Movies and Beyond outside of YouTube, you can do so over at Patreon, or you can become a channel member if you'd like to inside of YouTube. You just click the join button below. Don't forget when this is over to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And with that being said, I guess we'll go ahead and get out of here, Matt. Let's take off for the night. That being said,
love you guys.
Next time, possibly. There it is. Peace.
Toodaloo, motherfucker.
Hey, you